السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين إلى آخر الآية. Exuberant chairperson of this conference and this session, and my all-hearted, lovely presenter of this session, and my rapt audience. Today is a day that I have been honored with to present a paper on the fixed topic, comprehensive account on civil services on basis of Masarif Zakah, mainly Al-Hila Ashariya, in comparison to Dr. Abhijit Banerjee's recent theory of poverty eradication. So at first we have to know who is Dr. Abhijit Banerjee and what is Hila Ashariya and what is At-Tamlik. So at first, Dr. Abhijit Banerjee, if you're the reader on the daily basis of the newspapers, you can identify and realize the name of Dr. Abhijit Banerjee. So the Abhijit Banerjee, he belongs to Kolkata, where I belongs to. So he is honored with the most coveted prize of the world, Nobel Prize in Economics, just because of identification of the poverty alleviation theory. So, but I think his theory does nothing as much as the Zakath methodology, the Islamic fundamentalism contributes to. Why? What are the reasons behind this? And what is the civil services that Zakah methodology contributes to? So today we have to discuss all these topics. So with the rapt attention of yours, I can start this presentation. So enough, and that's all. Now, through the precepts of fiqh, Hanafi fiqh, the prominent scholars of Hanafi define the word hila as follows: أن كل حيلة يحتال بها الرجل لإبطال حق أو لإدخال شبهة فيه أو لتنفيه باطل فهي مكروهة. Every trick that leads to make confusions and to make to decline and to be escaped from giving zakat. Sometimes I should have the nisab of zakat, but I don't wanna to invest all this zakat money, then I can give this all money to a poor before the completion of 2 years, the nisab of years, the 2 years, and I can take this money through the hila sharia. But this hila is not allowed because he does not want to put this hila to invest this money on the poor and the masakins and all these 8 masarifs, but he want to escape and to be safe from giving this zakah, from giving to investing zakah on the poor. So in this case, hila is haram and makruh tahrimi. Verily, each and everything that a person confers or pays to disapprove others' right or to camouflage, to enter confusion within the fact, to erase this reality is truthless and unacceptable, then that deserves hatred and abhorrence, and that is makruh. Next we see muriba. Muriba is in additionally وَكُلُّ حِيلَةٍ لِتَخْلُصَ فِيهَا عَنْ حَرَامٍ لِيَتَوَصَّلَ بِهَا إِلَى حَلَالٍ فَهِيَ حَسَنَةٌ. But everything that leads to the real things, leads to the flourishment and development of the poor people and the masakin, that hila are jais, that are allowed. So this ibara and this sentence of the Fatwa Hindiya, from the prominent fiqh Fatwa Hindiya, does mean the kullu hilatin, everything one place aiming at escaping from a prohibited conduct or wanting to reach to a climax of halal is brilliant and good. Example, for example, Almighty Allah mentioned this ayah, وَخُذْ بِيَدِكَ ضِغْسًا فَضْرِبْ بِهِ لَا تَحْنَسْ. Ayyub alayhi salam, when Ayyub alayhi salam was ill and suffering from the illnesses, at that time his wife, His Majesty's wife, has been confused and camouflaged by the shaitan. At that time, Ayyub alayhi salam was bored to beat his wife 100 bits of the sticks, but that was impossible because his wife will be die, and there will be no any wife to take the khidmat services from herself. So Almighty Allah learned and taught
Ayub alayhi salam hila through this ayah, وَخُذْ بِيَدِكَ ضِغْثًا فَاضْرِبْ بِهَا الْأَوْتَادَ, and take small sticks and collect them and beat only on, so that you can escape from this hila. And that was hasana, and that was jais. Al-Hila Sharia, the significance of Hila Sharia while distributing zakat, and we can also describe this. Wala ila bina'i masjidin wa kafni mayit wa qada'i dayni wa thamni mayit. It does mean zakat, the investment of zakat is not allowed whenever we're gonna invest this zakat collected money to construct buildings, to construct a masjid, to construct institutions, whether it is Islamic institution or other. So this is also the ibara of Hanafi fiqh. Fatwa hinda wala ila bina'i masjidun wa kafni mayitun wa qada'i dayni wa thamni ma yutaqu bihi. Walakin there Al-Hila Al-Sharia for the civil services. What does the civil service mean? Civil service means to serve the people in our societies, in the poor communities, and where in which community they are not able to survive their life in a proper way. At that time, the Hila Al-Sharia and the zakat collected money through the Hila Al-Sharia could be invested in that places. So here is the ibara that it is the we have mentioned Walaila Binay Masjidin, but if it is but Hila, at that time we can make the Hila as first we invest the collected money on a poor, and we will consult him that after I have invested this money on you, after that you will have to return this money to me, so that I can invest these monies on the masjid construction, on the institution construction, whether on the road construction, and these were the civil services in my topic. And next, the main theme of my topic, Abhijit Banerjee's report. At first, whenever somebody is going to mention or describe a theory, especially the poverty alleviation theory that Abhijit Banerjee has done, and he has been honored with the most coveted Nobel Prize of the world, but I think that does nothing as much as zakat does. Why? Because Abhijit Banerjee just explained that this percent of people are poor in Nigeria and in India, Udaipur, and in other things. Toward 1 minute. And in other countries like Ivory Coast, and he has included 13 countries. But I think he had just explained and mentioned the percentage that such kind of percentage are poor, such kind of percentage are rich, such kind of percentage doesn't have even the cycle to travel the small areas. But there are not any much more analysis and solution that a poor community can apply in their day-to-day life, so that because of, and you can see there is 72% that, and so 57% of these are the percentage that those people who are poor, but there are not much more theories and much more. Okay, these are also the percentages. There is no much more time to explain and describe all these things, so I gonna ahead. My opinion is that I appreciate the relentless and tiring efforts of Dr. Abhijit Banerjee to collect all this data from across the country, from across the world. But I don't agree with the solution and with the analysis that he has done. Only one example I will describe before you that can make you, this is the last, that can make you assured that Abhijit Banerjee's poverty eradication theory is doing nothing. That is, once they have reached in Udaipur, do you know Udaipur? Udaipur located in Rajasthan, okay, Udaipur, a historical district, okay. So Udaipur, once they have reached in Udaipur, and they have visited a woman, only one woman, she was selling dosa. We will know it very well. Dosa, okay. She was alone, and she was very poor. She had to send her son to the school, send her son to prepare her son for school, but there was no much more time Okay, she had to clear all the house chores, house activities. After also, the money she had earned from this time was spent only one day. Then she remained poor and below the poverty line. And the poverty eradication theory of Abhijit Banerjee given solution to her as she had to extend the place and the shop that she is using to sell the dosas, and she had to recruit or to employ one more person to help her to sell more dosas so that she can earn much more money. But it is not fair because at first she is poor. And if she is going to recruit and to make somebody else an employer of her shop, at that time she would have to give some salaries to that person. And because of this, then this is not the solution to take and to apply in her life. So this kind of camouflations and confusions are written in his description, in his poverty alleviation theory. So with these words, but there will be one confusion in your mind that if we claim and if we describe that the Zakath methodology eradicates all the poverty all over the world, then why the Nigeria, South Africa and many Islamic countries facing the poverty all over the world? How it could be acceptable? So we can say that there is also a report that Bangladesh, here is. Moreover, if some Muslim countries are facing poverty crisis, it is they who are responsible, not Islam, because Islam showed them path of zakat, but they don't apply. Okay, you can search South Africa, Nigeria, and especially Bangladesh, Islamic country, Indonesia, and Malaysia is well in application to all these zakat methodologies. But Bangladesh and rest of the countries or Islamic countries are facing poverty crisis because of what? Because they are not applying the zakat methodology well. So with this word, I conclude here, and I thank all of you and Mr. Chairperson of this session for having rapt attention to my presentation. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shukran jazila.